Ben Johnson returning to Detroit. Can he go back to Detroit and get a win against his old boss, Dan Campbell? Watch this video to hear my thoughts. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm sick of losing my parlays by one leg. It seems like every single time I build a parlay, one leg goes wrong, but that was until I started using the HOF app. Hall of Fame Bets is a sponsor of today's video, and they have a bunch of fantastic ways to help you be smarter when you're building your parlays and when you're placing your bets. Okay, they actually have a parlay optimizer, which is a game changer for knowing which legs to keep and which ones to get rid of. They have a lot of analytics on their app that do a lot of data crunching for you and help you build the smartest parlay. I've been using this app for a couple weeks now and have been hitting on a lot more of my parlays ever since I started using this app. And if you guys want to get in on the action, I have a promotion code for my listeners. So if you go to the link down below in the description box, sign up. If you use promo code DWCP at checkout, you get a 7-day free trial and 50% off your first month. So download the app, use my promo code, and you have a fantastic promotion right there to start using it. And as I mentioned, guys, the parlay optimizer is pretty damn cool. They also have instant insights in which they crunch millions of data points in seconds, whether you're building a same game parlay or picking a money line. Let the stats help guide your decisions, and super easy to use app too, guys. As soon as you sign up, there's not much of a learning process. I would say it's pretty simple to use. It's going to help you be a more informed better. And the app has 1 million total users, and it's rated 4.9 out of 5 stars on the App Store based on 7,000 plus reviews. So you can be sure, a lot of other people like using it as well. And again, for limited time only, my listeners get a 7-day free trial and also 50% off your first month when you use promo code DWCP at checkout. Download the HOF app on iOS or Android. Use promo code DWCP and you're all set. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears pregame prediction video, which I'll be doing before every single Bears game this year. This video's out to you guys a little bit later. Usually I'll try to get these videos out Wednesday or Thursday, but I had to wait a little bit on this video because the last game the Bears played was on Monday night, so I had a little bit of a short week there, and also I wanted to take a little bit of time away to decompress after the last loss because that was a very disappointing choke job by the Chicago Bears. But now I'm over it. Okay, it's a new week, and just like Ben Johnson said in his presser, we have to move on to the next game. Okay, we can't let the loss from last week still linger in our mind if we are Bears fans or if we are the Bears players, because they have to move on and get ready for this battle against the Detroit Lions, another divisional battle, which is going to be at 12 p.m. in Detroit. So biggest storyline obviously is going to be Ben Johnson's return to Detroit, the place where he ascended during his career, where he became one of the best offensive coordinators in the last decade. Really, he had so much success with the Detroit Lions, had the top offense back-to-back years, scored so many points there. He's very friendly with the players there and with Dan Campbell as well, obviously. But the Lions fans hate this dude. They're gonna boo the hell out of Ben Johnson throughout this entire game. So Amon-Ra St. Brown even talked about that in his podcast. He said that Ben Johnson better be ready for all the booing that's gonna happen on Sunday. They're gonna be loud and rambunctious throughout the entire game. Hopefully not the entire game, okay? Hopefully the Bears can shut them up, but at least at the beginning, Lions fans are going to be very loud with their disapproval of Ben Johnson and him leaving to go to a division rival. But obviously the only reason why they're mad is because they still wish they had him, okay? The Lions offense was so bad in the last game, and obviously it's only one game against a really good defense in the Green Bay Packers. I mean, the Packers with Micah Parsons look to have one of the best defenses in all of football, but the Lions were really just completely destroyed by the Packers in the last matchup, okay? It was 27-6 with only like a couple minutes left, and the Lions score a last-second touchdown, but really the Lions were not even competitive with the Packers in that game. The Packers bullied them at the line of scrimmage. Jared Goff looked pretty bad. The Lions defense looked pretty bad as well for the most part, right? Like allowing 27 points. So even though it is a pretty talented roster the Lions have, losing both their offensive and defensive coordinator hurt them big time, at least in the first game. We'll see if it keeps on hurting them throughout the entire season. But getting into this matchup, guys, talking about the Lions offense, first of all, I won't be talking about stats this early because it's only been one game, but just talking about some of the key storylines. So obviously they have a new offensive coordinator here in John Morton, who has never been an OC before in the past. Well, at least calling plays, he's never done that before in his NFL career. So he's a first-time rookie play caller and still kind of learning on the job. And Lions fans weren't the happiest with his play calling in the last game. There wasn't as much creativity as they are used to with Ben Johnson. And to some extent, you can't even fault the guy, okay? It's his first time ever calling plays. It takes a little bit of time to get good at doing that. But the Lions have a win now roster, okay? They want to go to the Super Bowl right now. So I don't think their fans are going to be patient with a rookie OC. So we'll see if John Morton can really find out what works on this Lions offense in this game. Jared Goff struggled big time in the last game. He had 225 passing yards, 1 interception, and only had that touchdown at the very end in garbage time, right? So it wasn't really a good game for Jared Goff. The Lions offense could not really get anything going in the passing attack. And fun fact, guys, Jared Goff has never won a game in his NFL career with a play caller other than Sean McVay or Ben Johnson. With all the other play callers, he is winless. So, obviously that streak is going to break at some point this season. I don't think the Lions are going to go winless this year. They have a really good team, a really good roster. They're going to be a pretty good team still, but it just shows you how Jared Goff, he does have some limitations as a quarterback. He's still really accurate for the most part. He can run your offense when things are good around him, but last game was not good for Goff. Sometimes he struggles with the turnovers, but I don't want to dog on the guy too much. He's certainly a very capable quarterback, but it remains to be seen what he can do without Ben Johnson and Sean McVay. And talking about the offensive line a little bit of the Lions. So the Lions O-line, on paper is really damn good. They have Penei Sewell, probably the best tackle in all of football. They got Taylor Decker, who's dealing with the injury, but I think he should be playing in this game. But on the interior, they have a lot of new pieces because of the retirement of Frank Ragnow and also the departure of Kevin Zeitler. So if you look at their interior offensive line, they have Graham Glasgow moving to center. They have Christian Mahogany at left guard, and they have Tate Ratledge at right guard. So 2 young pieces at guard. Tate Ratledge is a rookie. Glasgow's moving to center, where he originally was a guard, and then Mahogany is a second-year player, I believe. So a lot of youth on the inside, and they really struggled in the last game. Okay, the protection was not good for the Lions up front last game, and obviously the Packers have a much better defensive line than we do, okay, with guys like Micah Parsons, but they traded away Kenny Clark, but they still got a lot of interior pass rush without him. So that's a little bit worrisome for the Lions offensive line, that even without Kenny Clark, they really struggle with the interior pass protection, but we'll see what they can do going forward against teams like the Chicago Bears. And one more thing I want to say about, with the Lions offense is that they are really damn talented. Okay, on paper, if you look at these playmakers, you got a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is one of the best slot weapons in all of football. He can go over the middle, make a tough catch. You got fantastic running backs and Jahmyr Gibbs, super hard to tackle. Dave Montgomery, he's a beast. He's powerful running back that I wish the Bears still kept. So, you got all these pieces. You got the tight end, Sam Laporta. So there are more than enough weapons on this Lions offense to score a lot of points still. The question just comes down to, is John Morton the right OC, and can Jared Goff really still be a fantastic quarterback without having maybe a top offensive mind in his ear? Talking about the Lions defense then, they lost defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn to the New York Jets, and they hired Calvin Shepard, their former linebackers coach. He gets promoted to be the new DC. So both with the OC and the DC, they hire from within, which can be a positive, but it can also be a negative too, because both these guys don't have a whole lot of experience actually calling plays. Now, Calvin Shepard is a pretty intense guy. I watch his press conference. He seems like he can be a pretty good coach, but the first game against the Packers wasn't the best. They allowed 27 points. They allowed Jordan Love to have, pretty decent stat line. They didn't allow a whole lot of yards, but in terms of red zone defense, they weren't really that good. Third down, they struggle a little bit here and there as well. So we'll see what he can do with this defense. It's super early, so it might take him a little bit of time to really install his scheme and what he wants to do with this defense as opposed to what Aaron Glenn was. But first game, maybe not the best, but again, just like the offense, the Lions defense does have a lot of talent on the roster. I think Aiden Hutchinson's return is a massive storyline. Okay, he was injured a lot of last year, and in the first game back against the Packers, he did not really do that much, but against the Chicago Bears, that sometimes, we've had struggles against Aiden Hutchinson. I want to see how he impacts this game. I mean, he can be a game wrecker at his very best, really good against the run and against the pass. He is a fierce motor. So, I want to see which version of Aiden Hutchinson we get in this game. If it's going to be the elite all-pro version, it could be a difficult day for the Chicago Bears offensive tackles. And also looking at their interior defensive line of the Lions, I mean, they have big boys up there that are going to make it really hard to run the ball against this team. They have Tyleik Williams and DJ Reader at defensive tackle, both of which can be fantastic players. So Bears are going to have to be more disciplined running the football on the inside against a defensive tackle duo this good. I mean, last game against the Vikings, they really struggled to run the football in between the tackles. Part of that is maybe due to bad vision by DeAndre Swift, but the run blocking on the inside also can be better. So all these guys that we paid big money for, they have to produce in this game. And lastly, with the Lions defense, if you look at their secondary, just some key players I want to highlight. Brian Branch is a guy that's turned into one of the best nickel defenders in all of football. He's sticky in coverage. He's super physical. He can make plays on the ball. And then Kirby Joseph, former Illini, he is a rough physical player. Some fans even think he's dirty, which he can be sometimes. I'm not going to lie. Definitely teeters on the edge of being dirty or just being physical, but regardless, he is also a fantastic football player. I've watched this dude from when he was on my Fighting Illini as well, and he has a motor behind him. He can make plays on the ball. He can get turn the ball over. So these are two players that Caleb has to watch out for in that secondary. Talking about the Chicago Bears now, talking about their offense first of all. So it was a pretty bad showing in the first game. They only scored 10 points on offense when it actually mattered. They scored 7 in basically garbage time, and they also scored 7 from a pick 6. So the offense was not close to good enough against the Vikings. Caleb really struggled with his accuracy, and that's going to be one key point that I want to point out for this game. Okay, if the Bears are to win, Caleb has to be a more accurate quarterback, and it's so puzzling because I've never seen him miss these throws ever in college football. He never missed easy throws down the field. He was a very accurate quarterback in college football. So I do think he can correct it. I think part of it might just be nerves from working on a new offense. He's probably thinking way too much and trying to do way too much. I think he just has to work on his footwork and, just be calm in the pocket and throw the ball the way he can. I mean, he's making the right reads half the time. He's just not throwing the ball anywhere close to accurate enough. So if Caleb can improve on that accuracy, he is going to be a damn good quarterback because he does so many of the other things, really well. He has fantastic mobility. He has the ability to create out of structure. He can, sometimes work really well in the pocket in terms of sensing pressure. Sometimes in the last game, you saw Caleb sidestep and, avoid a sack, avoid the pressure. So, Caleb is a very accurate quarterback. He just needs to calm down a little bit and play the game he's capable of playing because last game was not close to good enough. And another place the Bears offense needs to be better is the run game. In the last game, Caleb was their leading rusher, which cannot continue if the Chicago Bears want to have a successful offense in 2025. Last year, too many times, Caleb was their leading rusher, and that's just not a sustainable formula for success. You need your running backs to complement your quarterback's abilities as a passer. You can't have the quarterback doing it all himself. So DeAndre Swift definitely has to be better. I know he had a couple fantastic runs in the last game, a couple where he bulldozed through people or, had some nice carries, but it's just not consistent enough. Too often, DeAndre Swift only has 1, 2, 3-yard rushes. We want him to consistently have 4, 5, 6-yard rushes. And the offensive line can be better for sure, too, up front, especially on the inside. But I also think that Swift is not the type of back that's going to get consistent yardage in between the tackles. He's more of a finesse, outside type of running back where he can cut off to the outside and get a big run there, but he's probably not going to go in between the tackles and get 4 or 5 yards every single time like you need. So I wonder if Kyle Monangai, the rookie, will get more carries in this one. He did not really get many carries in the last game, but Ben Johnson in his presser did say that he wants to give Monangai more carries, so be on the lookout for that. But whoever the running back is, okay, they have to be better because we need to have games in which Caleb is actually being complemented by a good ground game. And the last thing I'll say about the Bears offense is that, They are so damn talented in terms of weapons, okay, receiving weapons. Last game, we had almost everybody catch the football. DJ Moore had a catch, Roma Dunze had a catch, Olamide Zaccheaus had a catch, Komet caught the ball, Colson Loveland caught the ball as well, and I don't think Luther Burden played a role, but like he could also be a factor going forward. So the Bears are just stacked with weapons all over this passing attack. There's no reason why our passing attack should not eclipse 250, 300 plus passing yards, right? Like we have the weapons to do it. We just need to get everybody on the same page. Caleb needs to be more accurate. Ben Johnson needs to get all these guys in a cohesive unit. And when that happens, the Bears offense is going to be really damn good. But right now, it's just a little bit of that struggle phase where everybody is trying to work out all the kinks, and Caleb, being a young quarterback, is also struggling a little bit. But if you look at the talent, man, the Bears offense does have a lot of talent. Switching over to the Bears defense, the Bears defense was actually pretty damn good for the vast majority of the last game, but obviously they allowed the fourth quarter comeback to JJ McCarthy. Part of that was due to how bad the Bears offense was, though, right? Like the Bears offense kept the defense on the field the entirety of that second half, so that made them tired, and they had backups in that game as well. We had backup cornerbacks, we had a backup linebacker, but in this game against the Lions, Jalen Johnson and TJ Edwards are returning. So that's two key starters returning in this game, two stars at their position, especially Jalen Johnson. Okay, he's one of the best cornerbacks in all of football, so getting him back is a big boost, and even getting TJ Edwards back is a big boost as well. He's fantastic against the run. He's pretty decent in coverage too. He has been throughout his entire career, so glad to get those two guys back. Kyler Gordon, unfortunately, will not be playing in this game due to a hamstring injury, so really sucks that Kyler Gordon seems to miss time every single season, and it would have been nice to have him against Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the best slot weapons in all of football, but still, the Bears defense does have a good amount of talent. I mean, one thing I was really encouraged about was their pass rush in the last game, going up against a pretty good Vikings offensive line. They got 3 sacks on the quarterback, and JJ McCarthy was under a ton of pressure in that first half, especially. Dayo Odengbo had a fantastic debut game. Montez Sweat was kind of quiet, but everybody else in that D-line performed pretty well. So in this game, I want to see Montez Sweat definitely make more of an impact. But if Dio can be pretty good, on the other side, the Bears defense could be pretty dang good this year with the defensive coordinator like Dennis Allen, who's been super aggressive already. I mean, in the first game, he threw a lot of blitzes towards JJ McCarthy. You can probably expect the same in this game against an immobile quarterback in Jared Goff. With all that being said, let me get to my 3 keys to Bears victory now. How can the Chicago Bears win this game on the road? And key number 1 is going to be to have heavy tight end involvement in this game. Yes, both Colson Loveland and Cole Kmet need to be involved in this game plan, because when a young quarterback is struggling, his best friend is going to be those tight ends. And the Chicago Bears have 2 great ones, okay? Especially Cole Kmet is already proven, but Colson Loveland is a fantastic prospect. I mean, he has such fantastic abilities to work in space. He can be a slot weapon for this team. So I want to see more targets going to both Loveland and Kmet, because both of them can make stuff happen. After the catch. Loveland is a fast guy that can make guys miss after the catch. Kmet can bulldoze through people and get a few extra yards that way. And both of them are pretty sure-handed, receiving weapons. So involve the tight ends in this game. Key number 2 is going to be to have a strong interior pass rush against Jared Goff. Jared Goff is an immobile quarterback. He cannot move, as a runner, right? So if you get that interior pass rush going and force him to step outside the pocket, the rest of our pass rushers are going to put him into the dirt. He does not have the athleticism to escape a guy like Montez Sweat or even Dayo Odengbo. So we need the guys on the inside, guys like Javon Dexter, Andrew Billings, Grady Jarrett. If he ends up playing in this game, he's on the injury list, so not sure if he's going to play or not. But regardless, we need the guys on the inside, Shamar Turner as well, to step up and have a big impact in this game. And then finally, key number 3 is going to be to not shoot yourself in the foot in this game. In the last game, the Chicago Bears had way too many damn penalties. Some of them were just bullshit, okay, the refs being dumb, but a lot of them were due to our own mistakes, like false starts, like, some of the holding penalties were on us. So we have to be better in this game, okay? We can't be going backwards on key drives in the red zone on the other side of the field and just ruining our touchdown drives with these silly penalties. And finally, it's time for my score prediction. Who do I have winning this matchup? And guys, I have the Chicago Bears going on the road against a hungry Lions team. Okay, the Lions are 0-1 right now, so they definitely want to avoid 0-2. But I have the Chicago Bears going into this game beating the Lions by a score of 24-21. Am I being a homer with this pick? You bet your ass I am, okay? It's kind of delusional right now to pick a Bears win, but it's so early in the season where I still have to have the hope and the optimism, guys. Like, especially with the Lions looking so bad in the last matchup, I know they're such a good team. They're super talented, but the Bears do have a chance to win this, okay? The Bears also have a talented team and a very good head coach, in my opinion, in Ben Johnson. It just comes down to the fact that, hopefully our guys can perform, right? Like, hopefully Caleb can be a more accurate quarterback in this one. If he is, playing to his full potential, the Bears could score a lot of points in this game. If you look at the Bears defense, I mean, the Lions offense was so bad in the last game. So although I do expect the Lions offense to score some amount of points because they just have way too much talent. I mean, guys like Jahmyr Gibbs, Dave Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they're going to score some points at some point in this game. I really like the game plan that Dennis Allen had in the last game. Now, Jared Goff is a much more veteran quarterback than a rookie, basically, in J.J. McCarthy, but Jared Goff has his limitations, guys. Like, sometimes he's throwing picks against Chicago Bears, and we have never seen him win a game without Ben Johnson or Sean McVay. So, especially with Ben Johnson already knowing all the strengths and weaknesses of Jared Goff, he can give all the information to Dennis Allen. I think the Bears pull an upset here, guys. I do expect Caleb to have a much better game in this one. I expect our defense to be a lot better, even with the additions of Jalen Johnson and TJ Edwards. And hopefully we can do enough to steal the win on the road. My offense MVP of this game is going to be Colston Loveland. I think he's going to be a big part of the offense in this game. I think he gets his first career touchdown, and he also gets 60 receiving yards. And then my defense MVP is going to be Jalen Johnson. I think Jalen gets a pick in his first game back and his first game of the 2025 NFL season. Leave your predictions down below. I don't expect a lot of Bears fans to be very optimistic because coming off of a bad loss in the last one, a choke game, Bears fans a little bit hesitant to be optimistic. But if you guys don't want to be optimistic, I'll keep the optimism going for you. And hopefully the Bears can pull this off, man, because going to 0-2 on the season would be a very rough start under a new head coach. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully Caleb can be better. Hopefully our entire team can be better. And the Chicago Bears pull out this upset win. Leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.